Dreamscape presents Daughter of Providence by Julie Drew. Copyright 2011 by Julie Drew. This audiobook was recorded by arrangement with the Overlook Press. Read by Tavia Gilbert. It was not death, for I stood up, and all the dead lie down. Emily Dickinson, number 355. Prologue. In the stifling train car, a dozen dark men, covered with the day's sweat, sit reading month-old foreign newspapers. Old women who once conquered oceans talk of marriages and births, the names familiar and fading, and think of their parents' graves, which they will never see. Winter's gray palette is spent at last, and the western edge of Narragansett Bay turns the train's windows blue. The eyes of the passengers slide toward the salt-streaked glass, straining to make out the objects inside, the boats and the buildings, the dunes and the seagrass, until the sun's glare forces them back to the train's murky interior. A dark-haired young girl sits on a crowded bench seat, wedged between two heavy adult bodies clothed in layers of cheap wool. The stench of perspiration is overpowering. Tobacco smoke thickens the air near the ceiling, obscuring the faces of those who are standing. The girl is jostled as those on either side sway against her with the moving train. Her attention wanders restlessly around the interior of the car. She is searching, perhaps, for just enough room to breathe. She is small for her age, making her seem younger than she is. Two old women in the back of the car ask each other, who could have let her travel alone so young? But Maria Cristina sits quietly. Only her eyes move as she surveys the passengers. A sinewy young man, hands blackened by engine grease, gnaws on a hangnail. A pregnant woman crosses and uncrosses her bloated ankles while she knits something small and pale. Two thick-waisted men argue in a language Maria Cristina does not recognize. An old woman dressed in a high-necked black dress from the old country, though which particular old country is unclear, stares back at Maria Cristina without blinking. The woman's forehead is heavy and smooth under her thinning white hair, but the lower half of her face is compressed, the mouth collapsing in on itself beneath the wrinkled, spotted skin. The woman and the girl hold that stare for a full, long minute, the challenge implicit. The old woman, used to silent wars with nothing at stake, retracts her thin lips, revealing blackened gums and a single rotting tooth. A thread of spit, dark with tobacco juice, dribbles from the corner of her mouth, but her eye...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?